Now on a Monday, Jack, we could see some rain today, but tomorrow it's going to be cooler.
Yeah, tomorrow going to be cooler. We're going to be tracking those highs into the upper 70s, not only Tuesday, but also on Wednesday too. And with lower humidity, it's going to feel great out there. I would dare I say a fall feel to the day as we look ahead, especially into Wednesday when we're going to be starting off many areas into the upper 50s that morning. But overall, this morning tracking dry conditions, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. And later on today, count with that chance for a few thunderstorms around. So make sure you're still staying weather aware. Now tomorrow with that cool down, we're going to be tracking that sunshine returning and lower humidity. It'll be beautiful the rest of the work week, and then we start to heat things up, especially by this upcoming Sunday when those high temperatures will be right around 90 degrees. The next several days, get outside and enjoy it with that lower humidity and those high temperatures in the upper 70s, sorry, about 80. The radar out there right now all dry. We just have a few sprinkles that are continuing to break apart back over towards parts of West Virginia, just outside of our viewing area. And temperatures are starting off in the 60s and 70s, currently 74 in the district. We're lower 70s in Annapolis and Lexington Park, seeing those mid to upper 60s up and down the I-81 corridor and back over towards the mountains, even down towards Culpeper and Fredericksburg. We're starting off in the upper 60s along with Manassas too. Dew points, those are into the mid upper 60s, so still a bit more on the muggy to humid side out there this morning. Still feel muggy out there later on today, but we'll eventually notice that tomorrow as well as the next several days, even through the end of this week, we'll settle into that lower humidity. Much more refreshing air will settle in across the region. School day forecast. I know several areas are heading back to school today. We're looking at that first bell right around the lower 70s. Will be muggy and mainly cloudy, but we'll see a mix of sun and clouds right around recess. And then later on after school, make sure that you are still staying weather aware for any of those after school activities outside, because we could see a few of those thunderstorms sliding on by. Now, where could we see those? I would say it's mainly for the southern half of the viewing area. A few of those storms could be around by noon, but that's back out towards the west and very isolated. We see those showers and thunderstorms working their way from west to east across the area, and eventually we'll see a gradual clearing of those skies, including a clearing of any shower or thunderstorm activity too. I would say right around sunset, and sunset is a little bit ahead of 8 o'clock this evening. As we wake up tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., we're seeing those winds mainly out of the west-northwest pushing in that much more refreshing air. Some of us could start off in the upper 50s tomorrow. I'm thinking the D.C. metro area will start off into those low to mid 60s before eventually we bounce back into those upper 70s tomorrow afternoon. Really beautiful stretch of air, or a stretch of the next several days, just because we'll see that lower humidity, mainly sun-filled skies, dry conditions. It will feel great out there for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's thanks to that front clearing well out towards our east, out to sea. And speaking of out to sea, that'll really clear out Ernesto as well. I know we've been dealing with some of those swells as well as a rip current risk up and down the eastern seaboard. Well, that front will clear Ernesto well out to sea. Ernesto right now several hundred miles away from the Boston area and away from Massachusetts and that coastline of New England. Now it will continue to work its way north-northeast. It'll still hold as a tropical storm even over well into the northern Atlantic, which is quite incredible considering the water there is much cooler, but still holding some strength even through the middle of the week, but still holding as a Category 1 storm all the way through at least tomorrow morning. Here's the rest of that 7-day outlook back here locally. Middle 80s today, then we settle into the upper 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. Low 80s by Thursday, Friday, middle 80s. But notice after today, really dry weather all the way through the end of that 7-day. Shanika, what are you seeing on the roadways this morning?
All right, Jack.